welcome to another lawn clippings video by Lawnfawn. Today we're making this really fun snowman portrait Christmas card. We're using fanciful frames. We're actually not using Cozy Christmas. I changed my mind and decided to use bows and holly instead. And we're also using Making Frosty Friends. So right now I'm going to go ahead and stamp out one of the frames from Fanciful Frames. I'm actually going to stamp it twice. Once right here with all of the ink, and with whatever ink is left over, I'm going to stamp it again so that it can be a guide for creating my inside part of the frame. The first thing I'm going to do is create a really pretty blue sky using distress inks. I'm using Tumbled Glass, Broken China, and Faded Jeans, which are 3 different shades of blue. And I'm using one of these little fingertip foam thingies. It's my new favorite way to add distress inks, I think because it feels like finger painting. It's really, really fun. I really like doing it this way. And right now I'm just adding the colors in light to dark. There is no wrong way to do distress inks. Just play and add color and have fun. It's just such a fun thing to do. Right here is some Glimmer Mist, I believe in a marshmallow color. It's white and sparkly, and this is a technique I've seen around Blogland that I've really wanted to try. So what I'm doing is just dipping a paintbrush in some of this Glimmer Mist, and any spray ink would work, and I'm just tapping the paintbrush so that all the sprays come off onto my sky. And what's really cool about this is that this Glimmer Mist reacts with the sky and creates a really snowy, sparkly looking sky. Right now I'm stamping out some of the snowmen from Making Frosty Friends. You can see I'm not stamping out the whole part because I know I'm going to cut the bottom part off so that they fit in the frame. But I'm also stamping out the little one, and I did decide to stamp out the whole thing of him to make sure, just in case I would use the whole thing in the frame. I wasn't sure yet. I added some smiles to 2 of the snowmen, but on the 3rd snowman I'm actually going to not put the smile because I'm going to put the scarf as if it was covering up her mouth because she was so cold, which I think is really cute. Right now I'm doing some paper piecing, which is a really fun way to add color to your projects without having to use markers. So all of those beautiful scraps you have sitting on your desk, just stamp some images on them and cut them out and add them to your projects, and it looks so fun, especially with these snowman accessories. It's just a blast. So right there you can see I'm also stamping this beanie there, and also stamping this winter hat, or this top hat. So I've got all of these kind of fun accessories going on. And then right now you can see on the left that I colored the frame in, and I also colored the top hat and the little carrot noses, and I'm adding some liquid glue to the scarf. This is my new favorite way to add small cutout pieces because you have some wiggle room with liquid glue. So right now when I put it down, I actually have some time to kind of push it around and put it in the perfect place. Right here you can see that I cut out between the inside and outside edges of the frame on the blue piece so that I have enough extra area around the blue part to glue these 2 pieces together when everything is put together. So if you're going to do a 2-layered frame this way, I definitely suggest stamping it the second time like we did at the beginning of the video. It really makes things a lot easier when you're trying to adhere it all. Right there you can see I added a nice little red heart to the snowman because I thought it went really cute with her scarf, and I thought it was a nice little attachment there, so I thought it was just look really sweet. So right now I'm going in fast forward and I'm just playing around with the snowmen to see how they'll look in the frame. I keep layering the frame over until I get the perfect placement, and as soon as I found this perfect placement I added glue right away so that the snowmen wouldn't move, and then some glue to the inside edge of the frame, and just to adhere it all together like that, and then I just cut whatever was excess off. Right there I'm just going through some different pattern papers, and I decided on this really fun music paper. And then you can see the fireplace from Cozy Christmas. That's when I decided not to use it because the frame was much bigger than the fireplace and it didn't look that great. But I think the smaller frame from Fanciful Frames would look really cool, so I can't wait to try that. Right now I'm using a static removing pad. You could also use a dryer sheet to make sure that none of my black embossing powder sticks when we emboss this really fun sentiment from Bows and Holly. So I'm just stamping in some Versamark, and when I add my black embossing powder, it's not going to stick anywhere except for the Versamark, which is great because the black could go all over the place if we did that since it's so bold. I really think that the sentiment in this black embossing powder is going to look really great. It's going to be shiny, which works very well for the holidays, but it'll also help the sentiment stand out from kind of a busy pattern paper and also a pretty bold snowman frame. So I think it's a really cool way to make this sentiment stand out on the card. Right here you can see I'm heating it from the front and the back to keep the card from warping too much. Right now I'm going through my stash of pretty May Arts ribbons to see what I think is going to look best in the frame, and I'm just adding some tape runner to the back of the frame so that I can position this really fun kind of candy cane striped ribbon, and the tape runner will pick it up and hold it right in place. And then all I have to do is just trim off the excess ends and add some foam adhesive to the back and adhere it right to the center of the card, which is super easy and super fun. The next thing we're going to go through is to go and pick out some brads. So you're going to see me going really fast through all this. I was trying them all out and I really like the holly one. And one of the things I like to do with brads is I like to cut off the edge. But this is a do not do as I do moment, because right here when I chopped off that edge, that brad went flying and almost hit me in the face. So if you do that, make sure to do it inside of a box or something so that you don't, have a brad come and injure you or anything like that. I'm definitely doing that next time. Right there is just some glossy accents. It's a super strong glue, which is really great for adhering something metal like that brad onto the card. And right now I'm just trying to make a final decision because I feel like the card needs one more thing. And what I decided to do was round the bottom corners, because I feel like those rounded corners kind of match the frame and it really finishes off the card. So it's a really fun thing to do to add that finishing touch. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!